We want to find the exact values of cosine 2 alpha and sine 2 alpha if we know what sine alpha is. So let's see what we want to do here. For cosine 2 alpha, we have actually, for the double angle, we have 3 different versions of the formula. I only remember the first one and then could get to the others if I needed it. It's cosine squared alpha minus sine squared alpha. Now, if I wanted to write that in terms of just sine alpha, I could do that by replacing this with 1 minus sine squared alpha, this cosine. So that gives me the version that just has sine in it. There'll be 2 of the sine squared terms. All right, so I can go ahead and find that now. I can just put in 8/17 for the sine alpha. So I have 1 minus 2, put in 8/17 and square that, and we want it in exact form. So let's go ahead and simplify that. If I square the 8 and times it by 2, that's 64 times 2, that's 128 over, if I square 17, I get 289. And so 1 will be 289 over 289 minus 128 over 289, and that leaves me 161 over 289. Now let's go ahead and do the sine. So I'm just going to mark this off. If we want sine of 2 alpha, well, that one is 2 sine of alpha cosine of alpha. So as we go to work this, we have 2 and we've got sine of alpha, it's 8/17, but I don't have cosine of alpha. But I can get it because once I know one of the angles and I know what quadrant, I'm going to draw a picture here in quadrant 2 of just some representative angle. I just put it in quadrant 2, didn't worry about how big it was. I am going to drop this down and make a triangle, and I'm going to label the sides such that the sine is 8/17. Well, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So there it is. Now I can use the Pythagorean theorem and find that missing side, and then I can do the cosine by doing adjacent over hypotenuse. So if I do 17 squared and subtract 64 from that and square root it, it looks like I get 15. But since I'm in quadrant 2 where x values are negative, I'm going to put a negative on that. Now I can go back down here, and cosine of alpha is going to be adjacent, which is negative 15, over hypotenuse, which is 17. And so now I have all of the pieces I need. I just need to multiply numerators and multiply denominators. So 2 times 8 times negative 15 is going to be negative 240. And we already found 17 times 17 was 289.